ladies and gentlemen, this is your guide Olena. Welcome to Odessa. Let's drive around here. Yes, we bought a new car. Ah! Yeah, come, take a seat. Come on, let's go. Yeah, so we bought a new car, and in this car now more kids will fit in.
And the butterfly! Because this is my little.
Yeah, because mommy has a baby in her tummy and we will need another place soon. Yeah, now we have 5 years to pay off the debt. Yeah, but at least we have a big car and I'm sure we will be okay. And now this is our first big trip on this car and where we drive while we are in Odessa. Okay? I will explain you now. In this video, I would like to show you how to drive in Ukraine. That video will be interesting for those of you who is considering to rent a car in Ukraine to drive around. So I'm sure many of you have heard about Odessa. Well, Odessa is almost my hometown and the hometown of my husband. Two of us, we are from Odessa district, but Odessa district is big, and me personally, I'm from the very south of Odessa district. I was born in Izmail. It is almost 1,000 kilometers away from Kyiv to the south. Like it's in the very southern border of Ukraine, and this is where we drive right now. And the road is long, our kids are small. That is why we stop over in Odessa, not in a hotel. Here we have relatives, very close relatives. Yeah, so the town is quite new for me in terms of driving. This is why we are using GPS. Yes. So Google Maps works very good in Ukraine. We use Google Maps for navigation. We use Google Maps. Even when we speak Ukrainian, we can read Ukrainian. But in this region, especially, there are not enough of signs. These road signs. So we use navigation, Google Maps. It's not perfect. Sometimes it even shows you the roads that do not really exist. Yeah, but this is one of the best options that we have. There are some alternatives like Waze, for example. Yeah, but we still use Google Maps because we just used it. And maybe this is something I would recommend because this is something that you know how to use and the interface is familiar for you guys. Like the rules are the same for all of Ukraine, but when you drive from big city to another big city, you understand that in another city the rules will be different and you have to be more careful. Like the way they drive in Kyiv is very different from the way they drive in Odessa, in Lviv or in Kharkiv. So you should be really, really careful in driving. Not all people respect the rules, and there are some local deviations from the main rules. Like for example, in Kyiv, they are more eager to give you the way, like to help you on the road. In Odessa, don't expect that the other drivers will give you the way. Yeah, you should be more careful in Odessa than in Kyiv. Last time we lost here, we were lost, we took a wrong turn. This time it's all correct. Yeah, so now we drive forward, we drive straight just to my homeland, to Bessarabia. Olena, welcome home to my Bessarabia region. I will show it to you guys. Ukraine? This is the question, right? So my advice, if you will stay just in a big city, in one big city, like in Kyiv, for example, you don't need to rent a car, because the most of your time you will not really use it. Yeah, if you stay only in Kyiv, and if you do not travel around Ukraine, if you stay just in one big city, Kyiv, Odessa, wherever, you don't need to rent a car there. Okay, the best way how to move around, the cheapest, the most comfortable, that will be Uber, Bolt, and Uklon. Yeah, these mobile applications. Why? Because in Kyiv we have very big problems with traffic jams. The traffic is like really bad. You don't want to spend your time just, you know, in a traffic jam. And another thing, there is big problem with the parking places. There are very few places where you can park legally, even if you want to pay for this comfort. Not enough of parking places. It's a really big problem to park your car. So if you don't hire me as a guide for drive around Kyiv, if you hire me as a guide just to walk around Kyiv, I leave my car at home and I go to your hotel in the city center by subway, because it is faster and more comfortable, and I don't have a problem where to leave the car. And especially you as a foreigner, you don't know all these nuances. You can see many cars parked, but it turns out that all of them are parked illegally, because this is the only way how you can leave your car anywhere. And the police will randomly, you know, just selectively evacuate some of these cars, just to, I don't know, punish everyone, to teach everyone how to do. Yeah, so if you will drive from Kyiv to another big city like Odessa, Kharkiv, Lviv, for example, it is better to use the train. I have a video about trains in Ukraine. There are different types of them. Some are old, some are very new and fast. So fast intercity connection train is the best option in this case. Because again, in another big cities, we have the same problems with traffic jams and with parking. Taxi is not expensive in Ukraine. It is affordable. I mean, taxi, which is like you use with the help of mobile applications. And you do not need to speak a local language if you use that mobile application. So it's really okay. But if, like in this case, you need to drive somewhere to a remote place of Ukraine, which is not very well connected by train, or the train is very slow and it takes a long time, or you want to stop on the way in some beautiful places, to stop over in some villages on the way, and near some monuments, visit some parks on the way, some castles. Yes, if you want to drive around Ukraine, just not from A to B place, but to stop over in different places, of course you can rent a car. So what are requirements for you if you want to rent a car? We have international companies which have reputation, and you can, like, of course it is highly advised to rent the cars through them, and there are some Ukrainian companies. They have kind of different requirements, but most of them require you to be more than 21 years old to rent a car and to have international driving license. The price depends on the car and on the company, and like in the description there will be links to those companies, and you will check it, yeah, the rules for each of those companies. Regarding the useful tips, fill your tank with the fuel before the trip. It's better to make it full before the trip, because there are some, you know, distances in Ukraine, quite long distances, where there are no good gas stations. So before departure, take your fuel tank, fill it up completely, yes, and then drive. Recently we had a problem. We were almost empty, because I was sure that we will have like many of these gas stations, but we were almost out of fuel. Yeah, it was very stressful. Okay, and advice, of course, is to buy fuel in the big good gas stations. Like, again, what are those? You will find the links in this description. Like, I use basically two, Vog and Oko, kind of advertisement. We have as well Shell, Okay, luckily fuel in Ukraine is very cheap. Like we use diesel fuel and it is 28 hryvnias per liter, which is like $1 per liter.
Ice cream.
Do you like ice cream, Katya?
Yes.
So you have seen the white sign, yeah? The settlements where you drive through, they may have white signs or white signs or blue signs. If the sign is white, that means you need to drive maximum 50 kilometers per hour. That is our speed limit for the towns. If the sign is blue, that means the city settlement speed limit is not applied for that settlement. Yes, so white sign, you drive maximum 50 kilometers per hour. If it is blue and it is like on the big road, where you are allowed to drive 90 kilometers per hour, you can keep driving 90 kilometers per hour. If on a big road you meet a settlement with a white sign, don't drive faster than 50 kilometers per hour. Now about this speed limit. Even though the official speed limit is 50 kilometers per hour, you can add another 20 kilometers per hour extra and drive like faster, which means if the speed limit is 50, you can drive up to 70 and you will not get any punishment for this. That it will be legal. Okay, this is how it works. In the settlements, 50 means 70. On the main roads like between Kyiv and Odessa, where there are many lines, yes, автомагистраль, how is it in English? You can drive 110 kilometers per hour, which means basically you drive 130 kilometers per hour. Okay. Well, obviously those signs, like a number in a circle, in a red circle, red and white, means the speed limit. Yes, some local speed limitations we have. Like here it is 40 kilometers per hour, for example, which means I should not drive faster than 60 kilometers per hour. You should be especially careful with those signs, because here we have the police, for example. Sometimes they, just, it's not the police, but okay. Okay, so we have the speed cameras installed on the roads, which automatically, yes, they catch your speed limit, and if you drive faster than it is legal, you will get fined. You will have to pay some money. Well, luckily in Ukraine, this money is really small. It's not like in Europe. It's like, I don't know. How much we paid last time for that?
250.
250 hryvnias. So like $10 if you drive faster. The thing is, you can drive like 5 kilometers faster or 55 kilometers faster, and the fine will be still the same. So it does not depend on your speed limit. Traffic lights are very different in different regions. Yes, so this looks not like in Kyiv region. And like my problem was now that I didn't even really see that traffic lights, because it's so different. Like usually we just have it on the right side. In this case we have it in the middle, above the road. So some of these new ways how the signs look, some of them are in the trees, especially in the countryside. A lot of the situation are quite confusing. So these are disadvantages of driving in Ukraine by car if you are not local. Another thing, the road quality is different in different regions. The main roads are more or less okay. Yeah, the road between Kyiv and Odessa was renovated, this is fine. This road that we are taking right now is in very good condition too. But there are regions in Ukraine where it is just awful. And it's just awful, yeah, really awful, like really bad road. Another problem that in Ukraine many local drivers do not respect driving rules, speed limits, don't tighten their seatbelts. So compared to Europe, we have many car accidents and much more people are dying on the road. Last year, more than 3,500 of people died. So if you dared to drive in Ukraine, my advice, don't rush. Be ready for big holes in the road. Respect the rules and give the way to idiots, and you will be just fine. And one more thing, try to enjoy it.
Wondering if thousands of miles away the sky's just as blue. It's as if I'm stuck in yesterday when I'm thinking of you. 'Cause when you have your morning coffee, I'm turning out the lights so I could dream. And when you smile through the screen, I wish you could be with me. So I lay my head to rest when the sun